kids are like, oh, the boomers up. There's unlimited opportunity. Gen Z, do you know how many of you make so much money because it's so easy with TikTok and Shopify and Instagram? Like, no era ever. You have nothing but opportunity when you're 20 to 30. We grew up where you had to eat for 15 years before you could even say something. We couldn't talk. Kids didn't talk until they were 35 in the company. This is the greatest era to be 20 to 30, but these are in their TikTok feed and they've got somebody saying it's the boomers' fault. They took out all the money and we all got. And if you're a loser, you believe it.
So what the fuck happened? Like 20 years, or take me even before that. Like what? You jumped on one of those like video game, like Sonic the Hedgehog, fucking, and all of us are like walking on the sidewalk, and you jumped on the ramp and.
In some ways, and in other ways, you know, and you know this, a lot of our friends, everyone took kind of different paths. It's so weird we're getting together. I had some really long flights recently, and I get a lot of work done on my flights, but these were like 20-hour flights.
Oh man!
And so I got everything done, and I had a little bit of time on my hand, and you know, time on your hand can go anywhere. You can go into like TikTok and Instagram stream for 9 hours. You can get into these weird like Wikipedia. Now my new one is just weird prompt engineering on ChatGPT.
Yep.
I just start asking crazy questions like,
Yep.
what if the Roman Empire was actually based on 19? Like I just get into weird places.
By the way, imagine a social network for prompts.
Oh, I mean,
Like, show me your fucking prompts.
I mean, there's so much coming. Oh yeah, like Venmo.
Yeah.
I was an early guy.
Yeah.
Venmo was one of my best New York
Yeah.
investments. They sold too early, Cortina, but nonetheless, in some ways, I went on that video game in the way of being known, right? I decided amongst our group of many people running here that the personal brand was a moat, that it was misunderstood. And so in some ways I did that. What I was about to say was on that long flight, I looked up people that I have not talked to in 10 years, like people that were really growing up in the game here. And it's just fun to see like where people went. Back to Uber, we were talking about, I don't know, I think we were talking about that before the pod started.
Yeah.
Ryan Graves.
Yeah.
Like, it's just fun to see like different people 15 years later, 20 years later. Some people doubled down on their careers. Some people pivoted. Some people went into politics. Baratunde hit me up the other day. Literally hadn't talked to him in 7 or 8
I
years.
haven't seen him in ages
You know,
either.
he just literally texted me a day ago or 2 days ago where he went. He's like, I'm living out here now. People started families. A lot of these kids, you know, a lot of us were kids. I was married at the time, but like a lot of people were straight out of school. So families, this and that. And then listen, financially, some of the people we came up with made uncomfortable amounts of money, or some of the richest people in the world. And
they still answer our emails.
yeah, I mean, I think that's right. And then there's people that are far less successful that don't. Like, money and fame is not a variable of your humanity. It exposes your humanity. Money and fame don't change you. They expose you, right? And so you know this, like, there are people that are far more wealthy and far more famous that reply immediately. And then there's people 4 tiers below that don't reply because they think there's someone, and you actually don't even give a fuck if they reply or not. But they're high on their own supply. And so, you know.
I like that, high on their own supply.
Very much. And I always laugh at that because a lot of those people are incredibly emotionally vulnerable, because if they're playing that game, a lot of those people have the tendencies that also start to have them decline. And then they're quick to ask for help when they were nowhere to be found to help anybody else. And listen, actually, I don't even judge those people as like, fuck you. I actually have a lot of empathy for those people. Those people have emotional things that they have to figure out around selfishness and fear and kindness. But
Ego.
yeah, ego. Look, ego is makeup for insecurity. The only people that have egos are people that are using that ego tendency to hide that they're scared. Ego players are pusses. When I see ego, I feel bad. I'm not mad at them. I'm not like, oh, you're a dick, or like masculine. Like, I'm not like that. I'm like, oh, you're scared.
Yeah.
You're scared.
You have compassion for them.
I have deep compassion for the worst behavior in our society.
Yeah.
I really do. Like, I think when you get thoughtful about this stuff, like, it's really easy to judge. But like, I promise everyone who's listening, and this is like a fun kind of angle we're starting this with, people that do the shit you most hate for are hurting. You don't murder when you're in a good place. You don't fucking domestic abuse because shit's fucking popping and everything's great in your soul. You're hurting. You're in a bad place.
That's right. You don't have inner peace, and you're lashing out to try to
protect, hide, survive. And most of all, it's all bully shit, right? Like like now that we're all grown, everyone, like the kids that were bullies had fucked up sitches. because they were so fucked up. They didn't want you to strike first. So their animalistic moves were like, I'm going to fucking get you before you get me. Because if you come at me, I'm soft. Somewhere along the lines of middle school to high school, I realized, oh, wait, even though I wasn't physically big by any stretch, I was like, oh, wait, I'm stronger than everyone. I didn't realize it was because of good parenting and Soviet, like humble immigrant upbringing. I didn't know why, but I knew. Straight up, brother. I fucking knew at 13, 14, 15 that I was stronger than everyone.
You had that foundation.
I knew that peer pressure wasn't tripping me. I was surprised why I thought I was better than everyone while thinking I wasn't.
Yeah.
But there was this level of like, I'm good. And like, if these kids who I want to be, like, you want to be popular, but I could deal with getting punked. I could deal with not being invited to the, like, if I didn't get invited to the party, I was like, their fucking loss.
Right.
And that's just not how most kids are. You're like devastated and trying to fit in.
Yeah.
And quickly I was like, this is good.
Yeah.
Right? And it's honestly, that's been it since.
Where did that self-confidence come from?
The luck of the draw, pure serendipity, and really, really, I'm very grateful for it. One is DNA. My mom is that person. My mom doesn't give a fuck in like a crazy way.
Maybe we should have had your mom on here.
By the way, on the record, and people know my dad's a little bit more out there.
Can we reach out to
Tamara
Vaynerchuk?
Vaynerchuk. She's a very behind the scenes lady. My dad likes to go out in front a little bit. He did the wine videos with me. Sometimes pops up. But my mom blows me away. One, my mom lost her mom at 5. And she grew up in the Soviet Union, and her dad spent many years in jail because there was so much political. It was the Soviet Union, you know. She had all the reasons to be the most cynical and angry and sad person, and she is literally the other side of the pillow. She's the most optimistic, open, caring. That's a gift, and I have that gift. Like, I'm wired to love people. I like sit here like. It's crazy how I feel about the 4 people I'm looking at right now that I don't know. There's a level of like, I want to love you and be your friend and I'm here for you. That's always how I've been. So I just thought that's how it was. Now that I'm getting to the point in my life, I'm like, man, I'm living on some 0.001. Like, people don't love people the way I love people. And so that's just the luck of DNA. Then, think about it. Then my mother, who's the primary person, not even primary, the person who raised me until I was 14, then I started to see my dad at the store and all that. She's reinforcing it because she's that too. So I had the natural DNA, and then the architect of me, my clay is right, and then the clay maker is me.
Yeah.
So now I'm double, and then on top, if that wasn't already lucky enough, I get to be born into adversity. I get to be born in the Soviet Union. I get to come to America and have nothing. I get to grow up. My mom's the greatest, but she's frugal. So she's not buying me shit. Like, I was born hungry, and then I wasn't fed, which made me double good at eating.
What age?
Oh, that was good. I've never said that before. Can we clip?
That was
I
good.
was born hungry, and then I wasn't fed, which made me double. Yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
By the way, if I was a rapper, it would be all top of the dome shit. I would write nothing. Yeah, I was born hungry. I wasn't fed, which made me double hungry, which made me good at eating. That's who I am.
That's dope.
Damn, that is a real fucking bar. I really wish I could rap, by the way.
All right, pod's over. Drop the mic.
So, you know.
How old were you?
How old am I now? When I came over, I was 3.5.
Okay.
So I don't really remember the old country. It's crazy. I remember we went to Rego Park in Queens. So I lived there the first couple years, and I grew up in Edison, New Jersey. I remember Queens heavy.
That's why you like Indians.
I do. You know what?
Edison, New Jersey.
That's exactly why I like Indians.
Yeah.
And I'm 49. Let me tell you my Indians story. I moved to Edison, and I'm an immigrant. And this is like lower middle class white. Yeah. Black, Chinese, no Indian yet. So it's lower. I grew up in Edison in the early 80s. My 2 best friends, his dad was a junior plumber, and the other dad was delivered Wonder Bread on a truck. This was blue collar life, but it was great diversity. There was first, second, and third and fourth grade was heavy black, Asian, and white, all lower middle class. Then the summer of 5th grade. So I'm the immigrant. Even though we had good diversity, Asian, all the Asian kids that I went to school with in Edison, they were born here.
They were born here.
I'm the immigrant. And people like joke about it. Plus Russia and America were like kind of fighting at the time, the Cold War. So Nikolai Volkov, like I got punked a little bit a couple times. And then I walk into the first day of 5th grade, and we have 7 new students, all from India.
Let's go.
5 with the last name Patel,
Let's
but
fucking
not directly
Let's
related.
fucking go.
But not directly related. And here's what happened.
This podcast is sponsored by the Patels.
Literally 5 Patels
They
out
own
of 7.
50% of the hotels. The Patels.
The Patels are like the mafia.
Yeah.
5 Patels in my class, none directly related. So that was interesting. I'm like, that's fucking cool. And it's like,
Yeah.
oh, that's like Smith. And like, so that was cool. And I befriended those heavy, not because of anything else. I like people. So I was that guy. I was mayor already. I was the 5th grade president.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
I also liked them because these wanted to make money.
Yeah.
They were like, yo, what are we selling? I was like, these are the Patels. Like, we fucking sold shit. Lollipops, fucking Band-Aids.
Yeah.
Like, whatever the fuck we could find.
Well, 2 things. Cheap as fuck. And then
just immigrant shit,
just
bro.
crafty,
Immigrant
just
shit.
crafty,
Immigrant shit.
Like open up my drawer at home,
but
and it's full of ketchup packets.
I know, but one
full of
difference-
fucking
I get it.
ketchup packets.
My
Even
dad-
today,
brother. If my dad walks into a Dunkin',
Drawers of
my
ketchup
father
packets.
today goes into Dunkin' Donuts and takes 800 napkins. I'm not even sure
That's
he's
what's
going there
up.
to offer the coffee. I think
Yeah.
he just wants the free He literally
that's it.
bro. He takes the whole fucking thing. I know what immigrant life is. So we were the same except for one thing.
yeah,
Those also got A's. I got
Yeah.
D's and F's.
Yeah.
These would work with me and they'd still fucking get straight A's. So I grew up with a lot of Indian kids, especially in 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. And then
Yeah.
I moved to Hunterdon County, New Jersey, out west. And that was the first time I saw people hunt and fish. And this was like rural, like middle America shit. I moved,
Right.
I was still in Jersey, but I was basically in Ohio.
Yeah.
These kids wrestled. These kids had fucking shotguns. These kids fucking hunted,
Yeah.
fished. I could have been in Wyoming or I could have been in the middle of fucking nowhere, but still in Jersey. So then I got 4 years of that. Then, because I didn't want to go to college, because I wanted to work in my dad's store, but I knew my parents wanted me to go to college. Even though my mom wasn't a typical immigrant of like get good grades, she was still caught on like, you have to go to college, otherwise you're a fucking loser.
yeah.
But she didn't know anything because we were immigrants and I was the oldest. So, and she wasn't very social. So she didn't go see my teachers.
Right.
She didn't know shit. Hey everybody, I'm not gonna keep you long, but I've gotta tell you about GaryVee.com/Stan. Stan Store, an incredible tech stack for creator entrepreneurs and entrepreneurial creators, is literally the tech stack based on what I wrote in Crush It and Crushing It, and really the thing almost all of you are trying to build. So if you are one of those people, go to the GaryVee challenge that I've partnered up with this investment I made in Stan Store. I believe in this. I believe in it for you. You'll see why I love it. GaryVee.com/Stan. Go check it out. Now back to the video. My mom asks me about my college for the first time, really, February of my senior year.
Okay. Past the due date of the
February
applications.
of my, I'm like,
3
Mom,
months
no,
later.
I go, Mom, I didn't take the SATs. I'm not going to college. My mom is an angel. She smacks me and says, you're going to college and figure it out. And like, that's why I always respected my mom is an angel, but
Yeah.
she is not a pushover. She's not these mothers that live today. None of this modern parenting. Bro, I didn't even contemplate thinking about talking back to my mother because I thought she could feel it and she would fuck me up.
Yeah.
That's how much I couldn't contemplating. It's one of the great issues in our society. We are letting children disrespect their parents, which is why they're all disrespecting keyboard warrior troll fuckers in real life because their parents didn't set that respect. Like, I'm not willing to just push over a modern parent and be like, yeah, baby. I'll be like, no, you suck.
Right.
Like, you got to have the real talks with your kids.
Right.
So there's that. So
she smacked
check
you.
this out.
Yeah.
She smacks me. I'm scared fuckless. I'm like, I can't get into college. And then she turns around, because I was like, okay, fine, I'll go to the community college locally. She literally turned around and was like, and don't make it a community college because I'll be embarrassing. I'm like, fuck. This is a true story. This is a crazy story in hindsight.
I've never heard this before. This is great.
Yeah, I say it once in a blue moon. A week or two later, very soon, maybe a month, but very soon later, I'm getting the mail one day after school, and there's a postcard that says Mount Ida College. That's it. That's all it said. So it didn't say community college. It didn't say junior college. I'm like, yes. I turn around the postcard. I fill it out. This is how I got to college.
Wow.
I fill out Gary Vaynerchuk, the address. It didn't ask for anything else.
some good direct mail targeting.
I literally put it in. It was good direct mail targeting. I lift, the thing. You lift the thing to collect it. 3 weeks later, I'm in homeroom, and my homeroom teacher says, Mrs. Ballandry, I think, my guidance counselor would like to see me. This is now April of my senior year.
Yeah.
I have never met my guidance counselor in my high school career.
Nice.
When I tell you I was off the reservation, I don't even know what the fuck I was thinking. I was just like, I'm selling baseball cards and I'm going to work for I'm going to build my
Were you selling wine yet? No.
Kind of. Like senior year for sure.
Right.
Not freshman. I'm talking about freshman year where like people are like figuring out their life. I'm like, fuck this. I'm going to sell shit.
Yeah.
I walk into the guidance counselor. She goes, Mr. Vaynerchuk, nice to meet you. We both kind of laugh. It was really clever. And she goes, so wait, you're going to college? And I go, Mount Ida accepted me? And she goes, I'll never forget this. She's sitting.
She smacked you.
No. But back then they would do it. She picks up a stapler.
Yeah.
And she goes, Mount Ida would accept this stapler. So that's the college I went to. Let me tell you how this goes down.
Well, this is why you're a staple of social media.
Thank you.
Dun-dun.
No internet. I just work the whole summer. No visit to the school. The first time I ever see where I'm going to college is the day I'm moving in to go to college. We drive up there. Now remember,
Where's Mount Ida?
It's in Newton, Massachusetts.
Okay.
So actually in a very wealthy suburb of Boston.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, this is nice. We go into the campus. The gate opens. We go into this little campus. 91% of the student body is on financial aid and is Hispanic and or black. And I'm not talking fucking HBCU. I'm talking my best friends for the next 4 years. 2 of them were kicked out in the first 60 days of college. And I now dominate anytime I play spades or CeeLo. And so I went from this crazy good diversity to then white, like, you know, country bumpkin, like, to then 4 years of like straight out of Compton. And I always think about this. I'm like, my default of loving people, but then environment's such a player. The luck that I got to be an immigrant life, then this crazy, you should see I went to Martin Luther King Elementary School. My second grade picture is crazy with the diversity, black, white, even Indian at that point, even before the big immigration. Then this crazy like MAGA, like middle America, like white, like hunting, like Bubba, like fucking Haystack, Walmart. And then fucking like hood, like not even like the music I was listening to in high school. Like I thought I was cool with like Snoop Dogg. I get to fucking Mount Ida. These kids are into fucking Scarface, Ghetto Boys, Bun B. Like I'm learning all sorts of Master P. Like before the Jay-Z shit 4 years later. Like I got into the fucking culture. And so I pop out at 22 and then I'm running a very high-end wine store business that I'm building for my dad.
Right.
And I go from all that, and I've never had any kind of money, and now all my time, 12 hours a day, 15 hours a day, is selling to fucking millionaires on fucking Wall Street, buying fucking Chateau Lafite. Like, I used to, when I was 16 years old, I thought if you owned any kind of Mercedes, I didn't know what class was what. If you had a Mercedes, you were the fucking richest person I've ever heard of.
Yeah.
So I had this track in the first 30 years of my life that had a ton of context, many different people, very humble shit. I didn't even know where the Hamptons was. I grew up in New Jersey, and when Hamptons Vodka launched, when I was 26, do you know how insane what I'm about to tell you is? I grew up in Jersey my whole life. I'm 26 years old. A salesman comes in to pitch Hamptons Vodka. It's this great bottle. I don't know if you've ever seen it. I think it's still around, but it was hot for a few minutes. I look at it. I'm like, man, this is great packaging. I'm like, yeah, I think I'll buy it because I'm the buyer of the store. I go, by the way, like, what's the Hamptons name come from? He goes, the Hamptons. I go, where's that? He goes, he laughed, and he's like, and you could tell, like, pretty quickly I wasn't joking.
Yeah.
I'm like, where's the Hamptons? He goes, no, bro, like, the Hamptons, Long Island. I'm like, Like, because you got to remember, when I was 26, it was 2001. We didn't live on the internet. Social media hadn't come. Like, I wasn't reading. I was fucking working 17 hours a day. Like, I didn't and I grew up fucking not in those circles. I didn't know the Upper East Side. I didn't know Rolex. I didn't fucking, Lifestyles of the Rich is Famous and MTV Cribs was like the closest thing you saw. Now these kids, and I have empathy for the kids, the reason they're fucked up is in their feed, all they're seeing is 1% of 1% of 1% wealth and beauty. They're seeing fucking dudes making hundreds of $1 millions, hooking up with the hottest chicks in the world, and they're like, fuck, my life sucks. We didn't have that. I was like, I didn't even know where the fucking Hamptons was. It wasn't like I was living in Kansas. I was in fucking Jersey and had no clue that the Hamptons existed.
Yeah.
So, by the way, all of that is,
I didn't either.
All of that
until last year. Now we have a Hamptons house.
Yeah, I think you knew of it before, and I think here's the fun part. By the way, this story now picks up around the time I met you. So I'm in this cocoon of the liquor store up until the day I start seeing you in 2006-07 at these meetups.
Summit Series. Summit Series.
Yeah, like that. I always think that the reason I had a different kind of career in tech and all this was I came at it from a totally different place.
And what
I
different
wasn't,
place is?
I wasn't
like these 4-year, 2-year
all these
cycles.
all these different places,
completely different demographic.
And you know this, the tech scene in New York in 2005, 6, 7, 8. You were either a developer, straight nerd, by the way. Like these tech kids were nerds, or
fintech, ad tech,
yeah,
primarily
just nerds.
Yeah,
I'm talking even Web 2.0, like or like it was tech people.
Yeah.
Like now tech is like
IT people.
Correct. Or you were an Ivy League kid.
Yeah.
Right? Like you were truly a Stanford, Harvard, Brown, and you were like kind of knew that this was coming and like, but it was just like, and that was a whole nother world for me. So yeah, that's been the story of my life a little bit.
Yeah, I love it. And that self-confidence is rooted from your parents, but also from all these interactions and all these these social circles.
Yeah, and I think also I would tell you, and I'm curious, hit me up on social if this resonates for you. I don't think I've said this much in my life. I think my self-confidence comes from me knowing that I'm not trying to do anything bad to anyone. Does that make sense? Like when you were just talking, that was like what was on the tip of my tongue. I think my self-confidence comes from I don't need your validation, which is just a whole different fucking game. And I know that I'm genuinely not trying to do anything but good. So what do I have to worry about?
Yeah, I just got goosebumps because, it's true. Like, I send you an email, you respond. When somebody asks for something, you try to help. Without an ulterior motive, without something without wanting something in response.
I'll tell you why, brother.
In return.
Thank you for saying that. I'll tell you why. I believe the definition of giving is giving without expectation.
Yeah.
People are willing to do shit for me all the time because they want something from me. I appreciate that. I'm glad you can feel that on the other side of me. Listen, I'm a businessman. I'm living life. Like I'm not scared to ask for something if something's, but there's never been a time in my life where I've done something for someone and being like, okay, yeah, now I'm going to hit him up and raise some capital, or when I need him to promote the V Friends, like to me, that is actually one of the most disgusting acts of all. To me, that's manipulation. That's not giving.
That's quid pro quo.
Yeah, bro, I hate that shit.
Yeah, that's not authentic. Have you meditated before or like studied any Buddhism by any chance?
So this is interesting. So the answer directly is not really, but my wife Mona does it every day. Now it's obviously, this, like it's obviously so deep in your culture, and now it's so westernized and so real and grounding and everything's happening. I got a really funny answer for you on this one. I do not actively do that. However, this is like fun to say out loud. I ask myself if I'm meditating at all times. As this has gotten popular in the last 10 years, and as my content continues to be made and documented, it was stunning to me. Somewhere around 2009, 10, I started getting these emails, cold emails. Gary, and long, and I'd read it, because back then, you remember, I replied to every tweet, every email. That was my whole thing from 2007 to 11. And like, I started seeing this term I'd never heard of called stoic. And I would always be like, they're like, Gary, are you a stoic? Do you practice stoics? And I would always like be like, and again, because I was such a poor student, I educated myself through Google from 2001 to 2010. I would argue that my intelligence, my vocabulary, like a lot of it comes from that, right? And so like I would get that email and I'd be straight up like, what the fuck is stoicism? And I would Google it and I'd be like, and then like that was the first time I saw something where I'm like, oh shit, that does feel kind of, so I feel like I have tendencies of Buddha, of Stoicism, of all these things. It is very much when I read about it, the principles, interact with people that are deep in it, I'm like, I cross over into a lot of those tendencies, but actively practicing, no. But when I said to you earlier, this is real. I mean, what time is it right now? It is 5:39 p.m. I will say, I don't want to hyperbolize it. I will say that I said to myself, not out loud, to my brain, you know how you can talk to yourself right now? I've probably practiced verbally today. I've probably said 4 times something to myself that is grounded in how deeply grateful I am about life. 4 times today. So I feel somewhere around so actually, let me get very deep. I think I've cracked it because I've been curious about this. My mom lost her mom at 5, like I said. My dad lost his dad at 15. I just recently had an epiphany that the biggest song track of my life was the fear of my parents dying in my youth. It has been this has been a real moment for me. And last year, I'm like, what the fuck? Now I get it, kind of moment. You know, I had recurring nightmares of my parents dying. I was scared of it, and I think that when I got to like 18 and it didn't happen, I feel like weirdly I've been playing with house money,
Right.
and I think I just got so grateful. And now it's like fucking 49. There's
Right.
like, it's like, fuck, there's, you know, like, so like I'm complete, you know, this, you know, we don't know each other well enough. And I think you'll find this fascinating, but I think you know me well enough you'll believe it, but I don't know if you know it. I think the other weird thing with me, back to this conversation, is I get no validation, nor do I have my identity wrapped up into the GaryVee of it all or my professional success. Like in a way that would make you fucking shake. I don't believe being good at business and being known is that
Is your identity
noble. It's definitely not my It's definitely not my identity. Like I could give a fuck about GaryVee. In fact, I would argue that it's been good for business, but it comes with a lot of baggage. Being a public figure has got a lot of stuff, and I didn't think about like how would my kids think about that? How would like it's life.
Right.
Like, by the way, I can't live life at this point where I'm having dinner and like it is in my mind that like people are listening to my conversation. Like it's like privacy is important.
Yeah.
I think we need it. And so anyway, nonetheless, I am not
having that humility though is the key to keep on building your success and your empire. I think the first time you acknowledge it and you're like, yo, I'm this person, you stop.
I agree.
You're stunted.
By the way, but you'll like this. We said this earlier, and I'm happy for people that go there. Like people always think like, oh, you know, because there was that whole era where I think, to be frank, and I'll say this, I don't say this often, but I feel safe here. I feel I was unfairly pegged as the guy that was pushing hustle and burnout. A couple people wrote some articles that were completely unfair with a ton of information that wasn't real. There was one specific Medium article that was titled Hustle Porn and made me the poster child. Literally 40 things in that article. The kid actually sent me an email several years ago apologizing. He literally said, because I actually referenced it not out loud the way I just did, I said I kind of used it vaguely, and he knew I was talking about him. And my point was, some people burn other people down to build themselves, and he emailed me and said that's exactly what he did. He used my popularity to tear me down to try to build up his writing career. And I actually, by the way, huge shout out to that kid. It meant the world to me.
Right.
Because that was a very big blow to me.
Yeah.
You know this, you remember this. Like I got pegged unfairly because if you go read Crush It, if you go look at my content in 2009, 10, I never said work 15 hours a day to just make, I said live your passion. And in the book that put me on, I say, if you work 9 to 5 and you make 54,000 a year and you're fucking happy, you've won life.
Yep.
And so that really hurt me because it was really unfair. But it was a great chapter because I watched a lot of my Silicon Valley friends shit on me when they knew better because it was popular of the moment. And it brought me back to what I talked about early in the podcast. I was so pumped that once again, I did not give a fuck. And in fact, straight up, I felt bad for them because they would never forever have the same relationship with me because, by the way, and I'm good at being the bigger man and forgiving, but I'm a human.
Yeah.
Like it can never be 100 when someone's like really trying to do wrong by you for no fucking reason.
Yeah.
I mean, fuck man, I've made a million mistakes, documented. I've made a million mistakes, and any time I've made a mistake to someone or something, I deserve for them to have a feeling about it. But when people are trying to fucking do the wrong thing by you for no fucking reason other than to jump on the masses. By the way, that was an early precursor to me of like, oh fuck, cancel culture. And that's not what it was called then, but I was like, I was blown away how many people just jumped on and be like, yeah, fuck Gary. I'm like, bro, I just helped you last week.
Right.
The fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was like, you don't want to, and then I went in, and then I go into my protectionism, like, you don't want to lose me as a friend.
Right.
You know, and so,
but you engaged it with compassion in the sense of you kind of, especially when he apologized, you saw where he was coming from. Right? Like he was using you,
brother,
to launch his career. And so you're like, okay, let's like distance this dude from his action
in a real way.
In a real way.
And honestly, I need to be a little bit better about this. I'm about to say it where it looks kind of good, but real talk, it's still something I'm working on to be less good. Meaning, I love my capacity to forgive. I love my ability to be the bigger person. I love my capacity to look the other way when it's not a big deal, not like if something bad's happening. I've got to be smarter about it, because what it creates is entitlement, and then I create resentment, and then it can actually fuck up our relationship. I've been really working in the last 5 years to be able to, let's just play it out. This is real now. Somebody writes the article, everyone's shitting on me because it's the fun thing to do of the moment. Because now it's no longer like, let's build empires. Now we're starting to get into like, wait, work-life balance, right? That was the era shift. They decided to throw me under the bus on it. And I watch homies that I did crazy shit for, crazy shit. You know how I like to work. I'll always do. I'm watching people fucking take stabs at me. And, you know, and then I would see them like 3 months later at South by, and they're like, yo, can you get me into the party? I'm like, bro, you fucking just shit on my face publicly for no reason. And I would fucking do it because I'm so psycho. Like, I got you. And I was like so proud in the 30s and 40s of like, man, I'm crazy. Like, who does that? I'm fucking, right?
Yeah.
But the truth was, like, again, I'm human. Like, I was forming more resentment. And because I wasn't able to say to a homie, hey, bro, I got you, we'll go. But like on some real shit, why'd you do that? That wasn't nice. You know that's not real, right?
Right.
Because I wasn't able to do that and get it straight. I wasn't being authentic enough. I was building resentment. That dude's like, oh, thank God Gary fucking either didn't see it or, man, Gary's cool, like we're good. And then we go right back, and I'm the giver most of the time anyway. And that dude's coming back and be like, yo, can you give me $25K for my startup? I'm like, motherfucker, you shit on my face publicly on some bullshit.
Yeah.
And so,
But here's 25K.
unfortunately, you know me so well, and I would. And I think, but here's what would happen: I would start to subconsciously distance myself from that, and that's not fair.
Right.
If you're gonna cut people out of your life, if you're gonna do things like that, I got to a place where I realized that's not fair, and more importantly, my inability to be candorous with people I like. GaryVee on a podcast like this, you could title this shit "Candor with GaryVee." Gary Vaynerchuk on a human level, especially if he cared about you, really struggled. And I would say it is my career kryptonite from 22 to 45, 47. And then, you know, not to overshare because I'm pretty private, but I went through a series of events personally and professionally. And literally, like out of a movie, one day I'm just brushing my fucking teeth, looking myself in the mirror. I'm probably, what are we talking about, 20, 44, 45. And it was really cool. It was a big moment. I was like, yo, you ready to like own this? This is a problem. Like some straight, like if you were an alcoholic, you know, like I was like, this is it.
And this is like the Superman Clark Kent, or like the Superman and the evil Superman. Remember that in Superman 2? That scene was fucking dope.
It's
where it's Gary versus Gary
100%.
Vaynerchuk.
That's right.
And you had two identities.
No, it wasn't that. It wasn't that. It was, that's not it. GaryVee versus Gary Vaynerchuk wasn't it. It was, I understand what you're saying now. It was, yes, on state, when I was, even as Gary Vaynerchuk, let me make this obvious to you, if I was talking to 80 people in my company, I could be candorous. I'm like, we're fucking up, right? It was one-on-one with a human. If I cared about you, I couldn't go there with you. Got it? So Gary Vaynerchuk, the CEO of VaynerMedia with 80 employees, I could tell you everything we were doing wrong because I was talking to the general. But then if I called Team Gary, if I was talking to team 15 people, I could be like, we're not doing this, we're doing this. But then if I called you in one-on-one, I dance. I'd be like, brother, you know? And then what I looked back on when I talked to my homies, my inner circle, Andy, Tyler, D-Rock at the time, I was being passive aggressive. I was doing little zings to communicate my frustration.
Right.
And I was like, I don't want to be that person. And so I really worked hard personally. And I would say this, my candor, if I loved you or liked you, or even your basic acquaintance, used to be a 2 out of 10, truly a 2 out of 10. I'm somewhere in the range of like 6 to 7 out of 10. And that fucking difference has been huge. In a world where most of my emotional framework is 8, 9s, and 10s, I got some room to go. But I cannot believe how much I've closed the gap. And I would say, on the final part of this, everybody who's listening and watching, if you can get this addressed, it's a big deal. If you're like me and you just can't go there with people you love, I'm telling you, it's not going to work out in the end. It's resentment, it's regret, it's going to show up in different ways. I hope I inspired you in the last 6 minutes to like just kind of go there. Maybe it's therapy, maybe it's, let me tell you how I did it. I didn't necessarily do the therapy thing. I just started to practice. I believe that like doing shit is doing shit. Like it's, to this day, it's uncomfortable. Practice, I'll explain. It's hard for me even today, 5 years later of practicing pretty good, to say something to somebody that is negative or scary, especially as a boss. If I'm like, I always thought if I'm telling you like you fucking suck, like you're scared shitless when you leave, you're like, I'm gonna fucking lose my job, and like, you know what I mean? I just started doing that with friends and family and employees. Like I started telling the truth with compassion. I call it kind candor. Kind candor. Like I'm not trying to hurt your.
Right.
By the way, just because you're not good at a job at VaynerMedia or VFriends or VaynerSports
doesn't mean you're a bad person.
Yeah. By the way, I always say this. By the way, when I get feedback now, I'm like, this is my subjective opinion. I could be wrong.
Right.
But we've got a problem because I'm the boss. You know, like, and so I hope people just start practicing. Go and have that talk with your boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, brother, sister, child, business partner. Like, because that's what's really hurt parents. We can't tell the kids the truth anymore. So they become crazy entitled and super soft.
I love how you tie that together to being a parent. The reason I brought up Buddhism and meditation is a lot of what you've been saying in terms of helping other people without asking for things in return. So I just started, I'm like not an expert by any means, just about basically a month ago.
Good for you.
Yeah, doing a couple sessions. I'm on taking a little sabbatical this summer, and so
good for you.
Wanting to just indulge myself in things that have been there and I haven't been able to jump in. And one of the core tenets of the Buddha and Buddhism is helping people through compassion without asking for anything in return. Actually creates positive karma.
Makes sense.
And when I think about positive karma, from when we met 20 years ago to where you are today, how I started out, you on a video game, you went on this ramp, all of us are doing very well, but and I think that's what God has given you and the world has given you. You came to this country, you had all these incredible, epic, very diverse experiences to make you resilient and self-confident. And every act of kindness, Reshma emails you, can you do a keynote at the Fatherhood Summit? Let's do it. Let's go. Without asking anything in return, creates positive karma for you.
Thank you, brother. I believe in that shit. And honestly, you know what's funny? I say this a lot. I think karma's practical. Like everybody in this room, just looking at everybody, like we all live life. Names come up, whether it's cousins or like a name will come up. You're like having a beer with someone and they're like, what about John? Like if you've had an interaction with that person that is positive, and you're like, yo, Johnny's fucking epic. Johnny came over to my house and watched my dog for no reason when I really needed him. That person on the other side's like, yo, Johnny's good.
Yeah.
And then when something comes up and they're like, we need somebody to do something, like let's hire John. Like, yeah. I actually think this whole concept that karma's some weird, like, zzz,
it's
like
real.
I think it's the most practical shit of all time. Do good shit to people at scale.
And it gets amplified.
Many people know, and that leads to things coming your way. That seems practical.
And by the way, in our industry, a second or third derivative of that is getting into
deals,
Uber, getting into Twitter,
100%.
Getting into
100%.
Alloy goes to 10, you name it, right?
That's right, brother.
Karma is for, in terms of capitalism, is like returned like 100x.
I think so too.
On X, especially in an industry where the bar is so fucking low.
I think that's right.
When half the VCs 90% of the VCs don't even respond.
That's right.
They ghost.
That's right.
I
think being a good person is running a marathon. And I think posturing and marketing in a certain way can have sprinting results. Like, here's what I always say. Most people, if they're good at it, can trick most people for a short period of time.
Mm-hmm.
But you never can win the long game.
Right.
Like, if you're not good, but you're just extremely charismatic and you have gift of gab and you just got those marketing. I have all the, by the way, every day I thank God that I'm not evil, because I would do some bad shit. like I just have the skills to get like people, like I would have some crazy cult, everybody be dead. I don't know, be a fucking, I am so grateful that I'm not a bad person, because I think I would be a fucking terrible dictator. Like because I just know what to do. And so, but
that's short-lived, to your point.
That's the point.
You can't,
definitely. I mean, as a legacy, for sure, it's terrible. Like I love when, like, you don't want to be like Mussolini. Like, like I don't know, like Mussolini. I don't know where he's chilling right now, but I don't think it's good. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think it's like fun. Like, you don't want to be bad. And so I think karma's fun because it's what we're really talking about is reputation. Mm-hmm. When you have a good reputation and you're well liked, and And it's really weird. We live in this new world. It's actually weird. I think I'm a very early version of a different game. If I was born a generation before, would have had a great life where everyone in my general town, or as far as I could go, would have liked me and it would have been epic. I'm the first version, because of the way the internet works, of someone who's like that, but became publicly known, which means a lot of people who don't know me at all have real opinions of me, and some of those people think I suck. And that's a whole new, and I've been thinking about that a lot. The thing that most people don't know of how absurdly hard the downside of notoriety, fame, micro fame, becoming an influencer, creator, is unlimited people have opinions about you that don't know you at all.
Just haters.
Yeah, and by the way, for me it's been easy because we went back early. I've always dealt with trolling and hating from a compassion standpoint. When people are like, fuck you, GaryVee, you're just fucking, you think you're somebody? I'm like, oh fuck, that's insecurity. They don't feel good. I'm in their face and I'm not shy. And I'm like, I'm the best, this is the best, everything's best. And they're like, fuck you. And I get it.
And now there's amplification of that on social because you can just fucking like those haters, retweet those haters. It's so much easier to be a hater.
And so, by the way, I understand. The reason I never judged it is I'm the same way about cynics. When I see someone who's cynical, I fucking am triggered. The fuck are you saying no, or this can't, or this sucks, or fuck them without knowing anything? When your default is cynicism, I'm triggered. So if my default,
that's coming from a deep dark place, obviously.
Right.
Yeah.
If my default is optimism and excitement and positivity, and you're not in that place, I'm gonna fucking trigger you. No shit, you're like, yo, shut the fuck up, dick. And then you saw this back in the day. I'd come in and be like, oh, bro, I'm sorry, I don't want to be a dick. I hope you're okay. Like, and in 2007 to 14, there was much more civility. So when I would go in on Twitter or a comment when someone's like, you're a piece of shit, you're a snake oil salesman, fuck you, I hate you, you got lucky, you're dad, you're not good. I would go in with compassion, and you'd get into incredible civil conversations. Almost everybody from 2007 to 11, when I would reply to a negative comment, on their first reply back, it would be incredibly wonderful.
Right.
But then you could feel the game changing. In 2019, I'd go in and be like, yo, I'm sorry. They're like, fuck you. Sorry, they triple down. I'm like, okay, shit's getting a little bit tense out here.
Yeah.
And so that's just the game. My big thing on that, real quick, while I've got a few seconds, is if I can leave something with all of you that can really help some people, is for everyone out there that's crying, nobody's listening. And that might sound fucked up, but it's actually liberating. I'm just going to say it's slow because it's complex what I'm trying to say, even though it sounded simple. If you're listening right now and you spend time in your life going around the internet and leaving negative comments to tear people down, and that gets your nut off, that gets your frustration, your hurt out, you're not winning. Like if you're making content about like, this is fucked, we're in New York right now. We have a pretty contentious mayor race coming up, right? Some people are gonna be super pissed. Some people are gonna be super happy, one or the other. When that happens, whoever wins or doesn't win, there's gonna be all sorts of feelings. But when all those people cry, I mean, we can go to the history. We don't even have to use the New York race right now. We went Trump, Biden, Trump. We went 3 elections. All I did was watch people say they're moving to Canada and moving to Switzerland and everybody's leaving America. If Trump wins, everyone stayed. Then when Biden, all the Republicans, they're the same. They're the same. What they all are, I want you all to know this. You're all the same. There's no liberals and conservatives. There's no Democrats and Republicans. All of you are the same. Let me tell you who you are. You're fucking crybabies. How about you shut the fuck up and you focus on your family and you control what the fuck you can control? My favorite part is people don't even vote and cry.
Yeah.
You motherfuckers are hypocrite crybabies,
actually,
motherfuckers.
The biggest criers are not even registered voters.
Bro, it's crazy. People cry. And by the way, people think they're better than. People are on virtue signaling. I just think everyone has become addicted with the fucking pointing finger. Everyone's like this. And I'm just asking, where the fuck is these people? Do you know why I'm so happy? I'm this.
Turn that finger around.
For all my capitalist friends, I make money when Democrats are in place. I make money when Republicans are in place. I make, no fucking politician is stopping. Bernie Sanders and AOC are not stopping me from making money.
Yeah.
I might have to pay higher taxes, but as long as everybody else is too, who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
I don't know. Everyone's fucking crying for no fucking reason.
Yeah.
And let me actually tell you the reason everyone's crying. They have it too good. You know who didn't cry on the internet? People living through the Great Depression. They didn't have time. Obviously, the internet wasn't around, but they didn't sit around the kitchen table and being like, actually, they did because nobody had a job. But like, what I'm saying is, we have it so good, we're complaining about dumb shit. There's 800 million people on Earth right now that do not have access to clean water. 10% of our society right now, as you and I sit here with fucking, big shout out to Betsy, like all this, like, they can't get water, brother. Do you think they give a fuck that you made fun of their Instagram post? Do you think a woman who's right now walking 18 miles with a fucking ceramic fucking heavy bucket on her head to get water for her fucking children, to get water so her 13-year-old daughter who just had her period can be safely tended to, do you think she's crying about the shit we're fucking crying about? I just think we have completely lost the plot, brother. I think people have lost perspective. And I don't know what else to say other than spit it and hope. And honestly, that whole rant that I just did the last 5 minutes, this is real fucking talk. I just hope one person listening to this, Ricky in fucking Chattanooga, Tennessee, just heard that and he's like, you know what?
You're right.
Fuck it. Gary's right. I'm not going to cry. What the fuck am I bitching about?
Yeah.
And usually shit you're bitching about is you're a straight bitch. What your mom, like, do you know people are like, Mom, you fucking forgot my Pepsi at Walmart. I'm pissed. Like, have you ever read, like, do you see in New York, all these pretentious people, like, you gave me almond milk. I fucking said oat milk. Like, people are mad about dumb shit. We got to get the fuck out of this cocoon we're all in.
I love it, man. This podcast, when I first told you about it, you're like, this is fucking awesome. It's a unicorn. It's a human unicorn. You are a human unicorn. I identified basically human unicorns to be folks that are operating at their peak potential.
Yeah.
That they pointed the finger inwards and not outwards.
100%.
And they know exactly why they're on this planet. They know the niche that they're filling, that they're serving, and they're now just fucking going for it. Why are you on this planet?
I believe I'm on this planet because I was gifted an uncomfortable ability to communicate. And unfortunately, often when one is gifted with incredible communication capabilities, they use it for their advantage. I am not Mother Teresa. I'm not fucking, some angel. But my ratio of selfless and selfish energy is in just luck of the draw, better place than most. And I also know how to communicate. And I believe that I have a unique communication style that does not penetrate. My communication style penetrates people that a lot of people can't penetrate. And the people that you normally penetrate those people, sell them bad shit, and I'm selling them good shit. You understand? I can get to people who don't want to listen to and be preached to and told why they suck and why they got to get better. And I tell them they don't suck. But I also tell them, fuck you, you suck. Do you understand?
Yeah.
I'm not judging them.
Yeah.
I'm praying.
And they'll listen to you.
They'll listen to me because they can smell that I love them. I don't judge them.
Right.
But I'm not willing to fucking look the other way. You're a fucking dick face. Stop being a dick face. Fix it. Let's go win.
Yeah.
Like, no shit, you didn't make any money. You're fucking lazy.
Right.
Like, but I'm not like, oh, I judge you. Like, even my own stuff. Forget about what I'm saying, which is virtue signaling and looking down on people. I don't even judge you from the standpoint of like, I don't think I'm better than. But I really want you to win. But I have bad news. Like, the voices right now in the world, brother, are two. One that's saying you suck and judging people, and the other one is over coddling you and saying it's not your fault. And the right answer is in the middle, which is I love you and it's your fault. Oh, that was really good too. We got a couple clips of this one. I've never said that either. That's what it is. I'm in a good mood. I like you so much that I knew I was gonna come with good shit. I'm gonna say it again because I just like that. I like that. And this, I could see all of you. You all agree. We all know the voices right now are judging you and telling you suck because you don't see the world the same way. We all know what I'm saying. Or it's saying, I got you. Nothing is your fault. It's the billionaire's fault. It's the machine's fault. I hate you and you suck. Or I got you. It's not your fault. When the real answer is, I love you. I got you.
But you suck.
But it's your fucking fault. And that's so real, especially in this world of AI and we know this. There's unlimited opportunity. There's never been. You ready for this? The kids are like, the boomers fucked it up. Gen Z motherfuckers. Do you know how many of you make so much fucking money because it's so easy with TikTok and Shopify and Instagram? Like, no era ever.
Bitcoin all-time high.
You have nothing but opportunity when you're 20 to 30. We grew up where you had to eat shit for 15 years before you could even say something. We had to eat shit for 15 years, right? You know, we couldn't talk. These 23-year-olds come into my company, they're like, I'm the fucking VP. Kids didn't talk until they were 35. You didn't talk in the company. This is the greatest era to be 20 to 30, but these motherfuckers are in their TikTok fucking feed and they've got somebody saying it's the boomers' fault. They took out all the money and we all got fucked. And if you're a loser, you believe it. And when I say loser, I don't think you're a loser. You're a loser in that moment. You're in a losing mindset. Do you know how insane, I'm finishing with this. Do you know how insane it is to be like, first of all, I love how all these people that love to talk about being politically correct and we have to be awesome and all this stuff are the same people that are like, we Gen Z got totally fucked. I'm like, wait, we're not allowed to categorize people like that, right? That's like saying like all black people are, and all Puerto Ricans are, and all Indian, and all, like what's this all? Do you know how many Gen Z kids I have that are, how old are you, Braden? This motherfucker works his fucking dick off. He's 20. This kid would work 16 hours a day shoveling snow if I was like, hey, this is what we need to do, and wouldn't think twice. He's not lazy and entitled and soft. Now, he also grew up in the middle of fucking nowhere. He's got that fucking,
the Midwestern charm.
But I mean
Work
this.
ethic.
I have like unlimited 24-year-olds that have the most work ethic I've ever seen, and I have unlimited 60-year-olds that I've grown up with through the years who are fucking lazy motherfuckers who suck shit. So if that's true, I don't want to hear from Gen Z like the boomers fucked it all up and houses and inflation. I'm like, and? There's fucking 8,000 kids making millions of dollars right now in my stream. Why aren't you that? And you know, why is that happening? So I'm just tired of people categorizing everything as is. This is an individual game. And either you realize you're in control, because I promise you the number one way to be depressed is thinking you are not in control. And that's what there's a lot of people that got these kids all fucked up believing that nothing they do is in their control. And if you believe that, I'm going to save you time. You might as well wrap it up. And I don't mean fucking terrible things like suicide. I mean, you should just chill. If you actually believe you're not in control, you shouldn't fight. I know this is like a funny thing that I'm saying. It sounds weird. But if you actually believe it, I promise you, you fucking lost already. You should go to Jamaica, smoke weed, and lay on the beach. Bro, you're 100% in control. You don't like America? Move to fucking Portugal. Portugal's on fire. I'm being serious. Go fucking, like, I don't understand, like, the fuck is this?
Yeah.
The fuck are we crying about?
I love it, man. Gary, you always fucking, you bring the heat. This was...
I get excited because I want this so bad for everyone. Right, brother?
Yeah.
I want this so bad. Like, the reason this last 15 minutes happened is we're having a good time. I like the vibe. By the way, this whole team is giving me good vibes. Like, I'm enjoying myself, a couple good things I've never said before. And I'm just like sitting here and I want it so bad for everyone. And you have no chance of winning if you've already decided you lost. And the only reason you decide that you lost is because somebody said it on a 1-minute video on TikTok. But meanwhile, like, there's a million examples that counter any point anyone's making. Right? Like, I'm serious. On the left side and the right side and this, like, whatever you believe, there's unlimited data that supports you're wrong. On both sides of everything, on everything. If that's true, doesn't that mean everything is real and not real? If that's true, doesn't that mean that you can decide if you have opportunity or you don't? I just think I'm practical. And I think motherfuckers are delusional.
That was like a geometric proof.
I think so, right?
Yeah.
That made sense, right?
Yeah.
I think it makes sense. Like, if everyone's like, no one can make it, but I'm like, those 4 people are making it. Like, doesn't, right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I always said to kids, because I grew up in a lot, you heard how I grew up. I was like, if anyone looks like you that's made it, that means it's possible. So don't use it. Do not weaponize loser fucking DNA shit on yourself. On yourself, brother. The fuck are we beating ourselves up for? The fuck are you telling yourself you suck? There's so many people in the world that are going to do that for free for you. The fuck are you doing it to yourself? Nah, man, I just really want to build.
Look at your YouTube comments.
I mean, yeah, man, I just want this so bad for everyone, and it's so simple. By the way, I'll physically show you how simple it is. Ready? I'm going to end with this. This is the number one thing I know to be true. In life, you find what you're looking for. If you want to decide that everything's fucked up and it sucks, good news. Your algorithm will pump it.
You found it.
If you looked at my algorithm right now, it's fucking rainbows, sunshine, New York Jet shit, positivity, offense, winning, happy, Knicks. Like, your algorithm didn't change you. TikTok and Facebook didn't make you sad. They exposed that you are sad. Real shit. Everybody loves to blame tech. I can change every single person's algorithm right now. If you got inspired the last 20 minutes, go to your Instagram or TikTok right now, type in positivity, enter. Like and follow like 30 accounts. Next. Erase that. Happiness. Do that. Like 30 comments. Next. Good. Motivation. All the words you know I'm saying right now.
Human Unicorn Pod.
Ready? Yeah, do that as well. Do that for 1 hour. Like 100 posts. Follow 10 accounts. Wake up the next morning and tell me what your fucking algo looks like. Stop blaming the fucking algo. This isn't Zucks. This isn't China. This isn't Elon. This is fucking you.
Beautiful.